convention center. So anything like conference, that is something that I would organize and plan and run. Well, I shortly quickly figured out that that's not what I wanted to do with my life. And I thought, you know what, there's got to be more to life than working and just paying bills. So I was presented this opportunity by a friend, and she said, hey, I'm having a wrap party on Thursday night. Do you want to come? And at first I was the big skeptic, and I was like, absolutely not. This isn't something that I want to do. And she said, well, there'll be wine there. And I was like, okay, I'll go. So I ended up going. I tried my first wrap. And at the time when I first joined, that we could record inch loss and weight loss and talk about that. So I lost 3 inches, and I actually posted it on Facebook, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just went to this wrap party. I don't know what this is, but I lost 3 inches while drinking wine. I'll never forget it. And so everyone was making fun of me because I was the biggest skeptic there. Went back to work the next day on a Friday, and she said she needed her 4th loyal customer to get a free product. So I said, okay, I'll help you out. So we're signing me up. And as we're signing me up, I see this thing on the side called a BBK, which is a business builder kit now. I said, what is that? And she's like, well, you can join the business for $99. So, $40 more in the box of wraps, and become a distributor. So I'm like, well, I'm a very, very, very big red, like red to the T, every quality of a red I have. So I just saw dollar signs right away, and I'm like, okay, I'm in. Let's try it out. So I did it, and I didn't do it for the money, but I did it more so to get my free product. And then quickly as we got started, I didn't know what I was doing. My upline that signed and enrolled me actually quit a couple months later. We found out that we were pregnant in May of 2013. So we were in the business for about 3 months. And like I said, I didn't get started right away. I quickly went to executive in Ruby, but I didn't even know that I promoted when I did. I just knew that I had to sign loyals and distributors, but I didn't have the guidance to actually get there. So when I promoted, I had my diamond upline at the time reached out and said, congrats. And I'm like, sweet, thanks. Don't really even know what it is, but awesome. So then we went throughout the summer, and I was just kind of working it here and there. Well, then Seattle Boot Camp, when we used to have boot camps before It Works Fuse came into the picture, I went to Seattle Boot Camp, and I met Aubrey and my Black Diamond upline at the time, Denise Walsh, and we met each other. I was pregnant, and she was pregnant at the time. And she said, Allie, you're going to go diamond by November of 2013. And I had no idea what diamond was. I didn't know how much a diamond made. I just looked at her like she was crazy. And I'm like, okay. So I left Seattle Boot Camp with kind of a fire brewing inside of me, thinking, why can't I do this? Why not me? Well, sure enough, life happened, and I did nothing with the business. So continued to just stay stagnant between executive and Ruby, maintaining between like $300 and $500 a month. January 2014 rolled around, and I had my son, and I will never forget that day because it was the day that I decided to get over myself. And like Denise always says, there's 2 D-days in this business: the day that you join and the day that you decide to get to work. And that was one of those D-days for me. So January 25th, I had my son, and I realized that I had a week to stay home with him before I had to go back to work. So I brought him to work with me, and he sat under my desk for 6 months. And I quickly found out that that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, even though that was not my plan all along. And I thought, you know what, I just need to put my head down and get to work. So in March of 2014, I got the car bonus, and which is now called the loyal customer bonus, which was an extra $600 a month. And then in April, we went emerald. In May, we went diamond and got the $10,000 bonus. And then November of that year, I went double and got the $15,000 bonus. And then I sat at double for another 14 months. And it was another period of, I had another D-Day in this business, which was in February of actually this year. I decided to get over myself again and quit being comfortable with where I was, and put the pedal to the metal, and we went triple in February. And then I was determined to go presidential in April, and we just went presidential on Friday. So it's been a crazy journey, but I love every second of it.
That's so amazing. I know that it takes a lot of work. It's not just, some people will kind of look at us and they see the highlight reel of this journey, and they see all the positive that we post on Facebook, but what they don't see is the hard work that goes on behind the scenes. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, what does what does a typical day look like for you, especially as a presidential now?
So it's funny because my team always laughs at me, and I always tell them, I'm like, if you guys were to follow me around for a day, you'd be like, oh my gosh, is this really what she does every day? Because people think that I like sit behind my desk where I'm at right now in my office, and they think I just sit there from 9 to 5, and it's so not like that. I have a 2-year-old now running around, and we have a crazy busy life, but we work this business 100% into our lives. I typically will wake up and about 6:30 with my son. We'll get him breakfast. Once we get him breakfast, I'll do my personal development while I'm getting him settled. So I'll either listen to a call, I'll listen to a YouTube video, or I'll read a couple pages of my book. And then I'll follow up with my leaders with Voxer. If you guys do not have Voxer or use a voice messenger of some sort, you need to download that to your phone, because when you get to where Aubrey is at and where I am at, you're going to have 6, 7, 8, 900 people on your team, and it's going to be super hard to text with them and call with them. So voice messaging and Voxer is my go-to right now. And so, sorry guys, I'm so excited. I just got my triple box in the mail, just showed up right now. I've been waiting for it. I don't know if yours took that long, Aubrey, but mine took forever. It just got here right now. So dogs are freaking out. Anyway, so I will do that. We'll connect with my team that way. And then we'll just go about our day. So we'll do like our errands. We'll, do whatever we got to do. We'll go to the park. But I don't start working my business, you guys, until nap time. So then when nap time rolls around, I will post on Facebook. I'll do my personal development in the morning and connect with my leaders and post on my team page. But in the afternoon rolls around, my son takes a nap between like 1 and 2 o'clock. And then I put him down for a nap, and I work for about 2 to 3 hours while he naps. And I do either my follow-up or my charting at that time. And then as soon as he wakes up, I put my phone back down. So I'll post when he wakes up. We'll do the dinner. Usually I'll go to the gym. And then I'll hang out with my husband. We'll do whatever we got to do for the night. We'll usually go, like summertime right now, we'll go out on the boat for a little bit, and then we'll come home. And then I work late at night. So I typically will sit down and get a lot of my good follow-ups in at nighttime, a lot of my connections at nighttime. What I have found is getting that balance of being a mom and being a wife and being a business owner. It's hard, and you're always going to be finding, it's kind of a trial and error. And I laugh about it because I'm like, Rise, I think I've mastered it. Something happens, life happens, and you got to adjust it again. But finding out a schedule that works for you and works well for you. And so what has worked well for our family is that, like, I will go to bed with my husband, but I'll get back up and I will work late at night. So I'll work from about 9 to 1 a.m. and then I go to bed. And then I'll sleep from like 1 to 6:30. I don't need much sleep, but I know that we did a thing at conference, and it was with Denise, and it was, you have 24 hours in a day, and how are you going to spend them? So where are you going to take that time, and how are you going to invest in your business? And I knew that my one-on-one quality time with my son was important. My one-on-one quality time with my team was important, but also with my husband. And so I needed to make sure I also made time for myself. So kind of just giving those hours. So I have not taken a nap or watching a TV show in probably a year. And I sat down on Sunday morning and took a nap and watched the show. So those things will come, those rewards will come, but making sure that you really find the time for each one of those things and balancing that out.
Absolutely. So you're super intentional with your time. And that's what's so important. Like, Allie is one of the most focused, driven people, and that's how she's gotten to Presidential Diamond. I find a lot of people you're on Facebook and you say that you're working, but really you're just scrolling through your news feed. You're not reaching out to people. You might put a post up in the morning and a post up in the afternoon and a post up at night, if you're even posting that much. But what it comes down to is, what are you doing behind the scenes to grow your business as well? So like she said, you're reaching out to people. So how many people would you say? For me, I always teach my team that this is a numbers game, and it's all about ratios. So when you learn your ratio and you know how many people you have to reach out to in order to get that yes, that's how you're going to grow your business, right? So I know when I first started, it was, my ratio was higher. I had to reach out to 20, 25 people before I got that yes to come in and say, yeah, you know what, I'll try your product, or I'll sit down and talk to you about the opportunity. Whereas some people are joining right now and they'll post up a post on Facebook and they won't get any likes or comments, which I still don't get likes and comments on some of my posts, guys. Like, and I know, Allie, you do too. Like, even as a triple presidential, it's
harder now.
Yeah, exactly. Because now everybody's on your team. So it's just finding those new people. But you have to think, I have people who ask me all the time, okay, well, I ran out of my warm market. Like my warm market didn't want to do anything. So what would you say to them? What would you say to somebody who says, I'm outside of my warm market now and I'm running out of people?
Okay, so what I do now is to find new leads is number one, so every time that I enroll a new loyal customer, I do a Facebook Live event for them within their first 72 hours of becoming my loyal customer. So I'll do a Facebook event for them, and I'll say, hey, do you mind just getting some people to an event for me tomorrow night or Thursday night? I'll get you a free product. I'll ship you a free product in the mail, but I would love to get your friends on these products as well. Number one, that introduces the product and that gives you a whole new market. And number two, that even gives them the interest of becoming a distributor. Because if you sign them up as a loyal customer, you can also switch them over to a distributor. Boom, they want 4 people that want to become a loyal customer. They just got their free product as well. And as you all know, with the cruise points going on right now, it's a bonus. So that's one way that I will do it. Another way is utilizing being really good at a social media platform. So not trying to do all of them, because I tried to do Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. I was trying to do too many at once. And something that I learned from John Eric was be good at one or two. So I love Facebook and I love Instagram. My business popped though last year big time with Instagram. So I continuously add at least 10 people a day on Instagram and 10 people a day on Facebook. And then I also use Facebook lists. If you guys have not used those before, they're huge. And I divvy out my team into a list, my prospects into a list, and my loyal customers into a list. Because where we are at right now with our business, and we have so many people and we are growing so quickly, it's hard for me to get around to everybody. So I'll put everybody in certain lists and I'll just go through and like and comment and give those high fives and hugs. And people get so excited when you are generally and intentionally interested in what they're doing. I am not on my phone unless I am posting, follow up, or connecting. I do not scroll anymore. And when I am scrolling, I catch myself and I put my phone down. If I'm not going to be intentional with it, I'm not going to do it. And that's the other thing with having a schedule, you guys, is that you can hold yourself accountable as well. Because the more that you're scrolling, the less money that you're making. So I kind of always tell myself, I'm like, am I making money or am I not? And I always teach my team, so is this an income producing activity versus a non-income producing activity? So I tell them posting is a non-income producing activity. Scrolling is a non-income producing activity. Being on Facebook is a non-income producing activity unless you are connecting, building, or signing. You don't have to be a big recruiter in this business, you guys. And I am not a big recruiter, but I am good at building relationships. And I can sign somebody on board and get them to Ruby in 30 days. Because I know how to do that. I know how to mentor them, coach them, and get them there and teach them those steps, because that's what I'm doing myself. And something that I learned from Lori Conway is she goes, you don't have to know everybody, but you just have to know the people you meet. So if you're really good at meeting 1, 2, 3 new people a month, that's awesome. You don't need 10 new people. Those people that you meet, you need to build and know what they want, know where they're headed, have them set a clear vision of where they're headed and why they started, and then help them get there. You don't want to sign them and leave them. And that's ultimately some things I think people forget, is that they get so excited and caught up in signing people, but ultimately forget to train them. And so that is something that I have been working so hard on, is just as soon as I get somebody in the system, I find out right away why they're here. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? And where are you headed?
I love that. Oh my God, I'm taking notes right now because because that's one thing that I haven't been doing yet, is the Facebook parties. I actually heard that on another call the other day. The Facebook parties with your loyal customers. I think that's brilliant. That is something, you guys, that can explode our business, because loyal customers, if they're already using the products, why not have a Facebook party, invite some of their friends to that, and then expand from there. And then you can just tell them, oh my God, you have so many people interested. Like, why would you not want to be a distributor? That's so brilliant. I'm really excited about that too.
I signed three of the 6 distributors that I signed in April were my loyal customers. And all 3 of those people, out of all 6, the 3 loyals went Ruby last month.
Wow.
So that kind of goes to show that they know the products, they know what they're talking about. And so if you are running out of people, which you shouldn't be, that's shouldn't even be an option in your head, but those loyal customers are your best distributors. So I challenge you to go through your loyal customers, and something that I sent out today is I said, hey, do you want to go on a cruise with me this December or this November? And they're like, what? Like, where did that come from? And that just strikes up the conversation. You don't even have to pour out the whole, okay, if you sign up today, you're qualified for the cruise, and then you get this many points, this many points. Just strike up the conversation and just be you and be the best version of you, because people want you. They don't want a script. They don't want somebody else. They just want you.
It's so true. And I feel like so many times we get caught up in the script. We get caught up in, oh my goodness, what do we say as a new distributor? What do we post on our Facebook? What do we say when we reach out to somebody? And it really does. It just comes down to building that relationship with people and just being passionate and genuine and excited about the products and the opportunity that you have your hands on. You, like Ali was saying, you do not need to know everything in this business to be successful. There's so many things that I still don't know as a triple diamond. And I'm sure there's so many things that Ali still doesn't know as a press, and I'm learning every single day, and that is the best part of this business is I learn something new from somebody every day. So if you're plugging in and you're being consistent with that, as long as you don't quit, you cannot fail. Like you can't fail if you just keep plugging along and reaching out to people and just building that team, building that business, and building those relationships with your team is absolutely crucial. So basically, like, where you're investing your time. So I know you spend, when we were at Michigan at the, where were we? I don't even know. It was the university. It Works You. Mark Pentecost was saying, what's your game plan? How are you investing your time? 1/3 of the time should be where are you investing it? Like, so you have to figure out where you're investing your time. Are you investing your time on building your business on Facebook? Are you investing your time at doing events? Are you investing your time at building through going to baseball games, or you're with the teachers? That just create that list of people that in your head already. Because I know when I get people that sign on, they tend to say, well, I don't know 100 people. I don't know 50 people. I don't even know 20 people. And you have to write it pen to paper. When I first started, you guys, I was thinking in my head, I don't know anybody that would want to do this. I would never be able to build a business. It's all common objections that we all face and that we all go through. But when you take that pencil and you put it down to paper and you start writing down people's names, more names are going to come to mind. This is why it's so crucial for you to do this. You can't skip this step. The step is like the basic, network marketing 101, get that list down, start mom, dad, cousin, brother, aunt, uncle. Okay, and then you're going to think of aunt, uncle's friends, their siblings, their cousins' friends. You're going to think of people from high school, people from college, people that you used to work with, people that you worked with at your first jobs, people that your kids' teachers, their friends, their whoever. It doesn't matter. Don't prejudge. Just write their name down on paper and keep going. So be really intentional about where you're investing your time. Another thing that he said that I absolutely loved was, who are your top 10 in this business? And if you're just getting started, you don't have a top 10 yet, but that's fine. Who's your top 1? Who's your top 2? Who's your top 3? Or until you start going. This made me really evaluate myself, and where I came down to thinking, okay, I had to think of who are my top 10 leaders. Now as a triple, I have 10 leaders. So that's where I'm going to be focusing my time intentionally in those leaders, because that is where you have to create that layered leadership underneath you and teach them how to duplicate the system. Corporate gives us the steps to success and the wheel, right, to create any kind of income we want. But what we tend to do is overcomplicate this. We tend to think that there's no way, there's got to be a different secret. There's no way she can go triple or prez by just completing the steps to success every month. But guys, there's no secret. This is what we do every single month. We just keep reaching out. We keep doing Facebook parties. Find something that you're good at and keep doing a lot of it. Your story doesn't have to be the same as mine. Your story doesn't have to be the same as Allie's. Your story doesn't have to be the same as Mandy's or Sam's or another leader on this webinar right now. Your story, like Ali was saying, is you. Be you. You don't have to be anybody else. That's why I love It Works so much, is because they don't want you to be somebody else. They want you to be you. Go out and show somebody and be the best you that you can be. And don't worry about what anybody thinks about you, or people that think you're crazy, or you're going to get people that say there's no way that's going to work. There's no way you can be successful with that. There's no way that people are really making money in this company. Well, we're all proof that you can make a ton of money in this company, period. So you have to get past those naysayers and just if they're your friend, they're going to support you no matter what. Whether or not they want to be in this journey, they're going to support you. But if they're not your friend, if they're not supporting you, let them go. Just when I started to block people and weed out the negative on my Facebook and just weed out the negative people in my life, my business transformed. You guys, one of my good friends in my wedding is no longer my friend anymore because of this business. And it opens your mind up to so much. And when you start to do personal development, which is another huge aspect in this business, you can literally go anywhere you want, anywhere you want. So Allie, into a little bit about personal development. Why would you say that, like you said, you are reading something or listening to a call every single morning? Why would you say that that is so crucial? And why does corporate do these calls on Sundays and Monday nights? And why are they so important for new distributors especially, and us as a team, to be getting on them and plugging in and developing ourselves personally?
Something that I shared on stage, you guys, at my first One Team One Mission on Saturday was everybody always says, how does it feel? How do you feel? When you just promote, how does it feel? And I always say, I'm always usually numb to a promotion. You don't really like feel it right away, but I say I'm the exact same person I am today as when I went executive, when I went Ruby, when I went Emerald, when I went Diamond, when I went Double, when I went Triple, when I went Presidential. The only thing that is different is my mind. The only thing that is different is the growth. If you are the same person that you are when you went executive to when you go Emerald to when you go Diamond, you're doing it wrong. You have got to change and grow and develop mentally and spiritually and be in a mindset of leadership and be in a mindset of you are strong and you are going to fight this battle and fight this fight. And if you do not have a story to tell, then you've got to get in your trenches with your team. And something that I also learned yesterday, which I love, and I'm like, oh my gosh, well, that's an aha moment for me, is that if you do not think about quitting once a day, you're doing it wrong as well. And I thought that was interesting. And I'm like, because you put blood, sweat, and tears into this business because it's worth it, because of your why. And you will get to the top. And when you get to the top, you still haven't made it because you want your whole entire team to be ambassador and standing right next to you. Number one, it's not about you. And once you realize that it's not about you is when you're going to get over that hump and continue to move forward and go Diamond and go Double and go Triple. The next part about personal development, though, is that I would not be where I am right now if, number one, I didn't plug in. Sunday night calls are so important, you guys, and usually I have them in my phone, on my earphone, or I have it on speakerphone. I'm either cooking dinner, have it on speakerphone, giving my son a bath. It's crazy, and there's always something going on during a call. Life is always, always, always going to happen, and It Works is always going to be involved with life. And so it's ultimately up to you to fit it into your life and just get it out on a schedule. So corporate calls are a must. Do not miss them. If you do not miss one corporate call, I can promise you that you will be where you want to be. Number two, show me the money calls. Get on them. It may be 30, 45 minutes that you're like, well, I have this, and I got to do this, I got to do that. You guys, I don't even listen to music in my car anymore. I'm so boring. Like I put on a tape or I put on something, a YouTube video or something. The only time I listen to music is like in my husband's truck or on our boat, because I'm like, I have to fuel my brain and my mind as much as I can, because on those days where I feel like giving up, that's what gets me through it. On those days where I'm like, okay, blood, sweat, tears, I don't even know if I have another day in this month, that's what gets me through it. Your mind has got to be right and your team will follow you. And that's something that, like Aubrey was saying, you can look at somebody's Facebook and it can be this so sugar-coated thing, but we are human and we are people, and we have our days where we're just like, we want to throw in the towel. But I can promise you one thing, if you're consistent with your personal development, if you're consistent and do it every single day, you never will. And the way that you're going to be consistent and the way that you're going to be and go to the top is by doing something for your business every single day. And so there's something that I've always challenged my team, is called a 6 list. And so we always share our 6 list every day in our leadership groups and like our Run to Ruby groups and on our team page. And so I challenge them every day to write down 6 things that you're going to get done. And I always say you have to have 1 personal development and 1 income producing, and the rest is up to you. And so my personal development always goes first. And then I usually put like my errands and then work out. I got to go do this, drop off this product or sign this little customer. And then typically my income producing goes at the end because I work my business at night. So my follow-up and my charting will be towards the end. Some days, you guys, I just have charting and personal development because life is crazy, and that's okay. So if you don't get through your 6 list in one day, that's fine. Just roll it over the next day and add it to that. But that's something that has helped me to stay on track with personal development. Also, put alarms on your phone. I put an alarm on my phone every single morning, and it said good morning triple diamond until I went triple diamond. When I wanted to go presidential, it said good morning presidential every single morning. Now since Saturday, it says good morning ambassador every morning on my phone. So I challenge you to have things visual and just speak life not only to yourself but into your teams, and really, really implement this personal development daily, weekly, and have your team doing it too. And something that I know like Denise does is she does a book club. So get your team on the same book. A lot of my leaders are reading the same book. So people that aren't good readers, if you're not a good reader, then get on the YouTube videos. If you don't like the YouTube videos, find some calls. You need to do what works for you and then be good at that and be consistent at
it. I love that. I'm always on her book club calls as well. It's just so true. Everything that you're saying. And like the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack, so we're always trying to take time to set personal goals for every single month at the beginning of the month, declaring our goals and what we want come the end, because you guys, you can't decide on the 15th of the month that, oh, you know what, I think this month I'm going to go ruby, or, I think this month I'm going to go emerald, or I think this month I'm going to go diamond. You have to decide now, right now, you have to decide what are you going to do this month, because if you don't decide and you're just kind of floating around, you're not going to get anything done. It's just, there's nothing that's going to happen because you don't have a set plan for your goal. So we always say a plan or a goal without a plan just is going to lead to failure. So you need to have an action for every single day to get you to your goals. So that's awesome. I don't think I have any other questions for you, Allie, but what I do want to talk about is the cruise, you guys. So it's just so, I'm not surprised that Mark Pentecost announced another cruise, because he's always has something up his sleeve. He's always doing something to get the teams the momentum right now for this company is, we haven't hit our peak yet, you guys. So right now, you want to be running as fast as you can to get to the top, because now is the time. Think about where those top 200,000 distributors are in Mary Kay or Avon, or I'm just trying to think, Amway, other network marketing companies that have been around for a long time. We have 200,000 distributors worldwide. I'm not sure how many were paid out last month, but I know that the team is growing rapidly, and you guys want a piece of the pie, right? Denise always says, I know I want a piece of the pie, and now is the time to get it. And everybody can. There's no reason. There's no difference between me and you and Allie. The only thing is that we work harder. We're reaching out to more people. We're putting more effort into it. So really evaluate yourself and come to think about, okay, what am I doing every single day to be a better leader for my team and to grow my business? So to this cruise, oh my God, I'm freaking out right now, because I met Allie on this cruise, and you guys, you have to fight. I never thought, okay, so when they announced the cruise, I was thinking in my head, there's no way I can get on this. There's no way that I'm going to be able to accumulate enough points. And then, the next day, I just decided, I was like, you know what? I've never been on a cruise before. I can do this. There's no reason that I can't. And I'm going to figure out a way to get this done. So Denise had us figure out how many points we wanted to do for each month. And so that's what I want everybody to do is last year, the cruise points, in order to get a full cabin, you needed about 18,000 cruise points. To get on the cruise alone, to have a half cabin, I think it got down to 10 maybe. I don't know. Do you know, Allie? I think it was 10 or 12.
There's someone that had 6,500 that got on last year.
You guys, that's 2 rubies, 3 rubies, and just signing distributors. So you have to break up your goal. So write down, okay, who is going to be on your team? I always have my team fill in their chart before they even have distributors. Who do you want on your team? What does your team look like? Who do you want to work with? Write those names in those boxes, because when you visualize it and you see that on paper, it's going to make, and then message them. I message them oh my God, you're in my chart, girl. You're in my chart. You're joining my business. And the people will be like, you're so crazy. I'm like, no, I'm not. you're in my chart, you're in my business. We need to work together. And it's that passion, that excitement from people who are like, oh, okay. And like, just run with me for a year. Like, do you want to be on a cruise? Like, Allie, like you were saying today, hey, do you want to go on a cruise with me? That is the same exact thing that we're doing. It's creating excitement within people. And you can break it down. So it's for one loyal customer, you get 100 points. For a distributor, you get 300 points. When you teach that distributor to get their first 4 loyal customers, you're getting another 500 points. So that's 800 points just for teaching your distributor step 1 of the steps of success. So it's going to boil down to, okay, so that's going to give us some points. When you build a Ruby, that's 2,500 points for you and your new distributor. So if you think of, okay, I need to build at least 3 rubies, because what's that? How many points is that? I don't know my math. Sam knows, I don't know my math. I don't know, but what is it? Can somebody help me out? 7,500? That's 7,500 points right there. And on top of all those distributors that you added in loyal customers. So you have to break it down, figure out what you need, and do that every single month, because we have until the end of July to get all of these points in the system. And I'm telling you, if you're right around 20,000 points, you have the chance to be and have a full cabin on this cruise. So know what you need. So Allie, tell us a little bit about what the cruise did for your business, because I know you went on the cruise as a double diamond, and how it transformed you and the way you think and your mindset and the people that you've met and the relationships that you've made from that.
So I wasn't, to be honest with you, I didn't even want to go on the cruise because I wasn't even working towards it when it first got announced, because I was like exactly how you are. I was like, okay, that'd be cool, but I probably won't make it on. And at the time I was double, and I was like, you know what, it's all gonna be for top money earners and I won't even be there, whatever. And then I ended up popping 4 rubies in August, and ended up going on and got announced. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going by myself, because I was just short. I was like right there short of a full cabin. So I couldn't bring my husband. So I was like, well, I don't really know. Well, then a sideline sister in town ended up getting online too. So she was like, okay, we'll just go together. I'm like, no, I don't think so. And she's like, just go. I'm like, okay, fine. So I ended up going. Well, then 2 months later, one of my girls ended up getting like a second round call because somebody in the first round didn't go. She went. We got on the cruise, and I honestly was expecting like training, and I think a lot of us were expecting like trainings and like structure and functions, but it was so opposite of that. You literally walked on the cruise, put your stuff in your room, and you did whatever you wanted. And if you were rubbing shoulders and talking to anybody you wanted to, picking anybody's brain, you were relaxing and doing whatever you wanted, but it was so normal. And I think what really hit me on the cruise was that I am no different than Cami Dempsey. I am no different than Denise Walsh. I am no different than anybody, in our top 100, top 50, top 10. And why can't I be there? And when I started to realize that, and realize being just rubbing shoulders with them, and realizing that, you know what, there's so many people that go through the same struggles as we do. There's so many people that are fighting the same fight that we are, that we just have to stay close and connected to this It Works community and run together. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, like Aubrey said. Don't try to do your own thing. Stick to what works. And something that I was telling my team, aside from the cruise really quick, was that when we moved into our new house, I threw away so much stuff. I threw away so much junk that I didn't need, so many papers and notebooks and this and that. And all I have in my office right now is charts, 100s list, and steps to success. And so I tell my team, I don't do anything different that you guys do. I just duplicate the steps to success over and over and over and over again. And so, and the month we went presidential, we filled out 2.5, I think it was like almost 3 steps to success. And it's honestly, there's no secret to it. So all of those people on the cruise did the same thing. They followed the steps to success, and we got a free cruise out of it. A lot of people on that cruise were rubies. A lot of people on that cruise were emeralds. And that was a big eye-opener to me too, that we are in the right place at the right time. We are just getting started. And I want the biggest piece of the pie that I can get. And I'm going to get it, And I think that was my thing, where as soon as I was hearing Denise talk about her fear and her doubt and going Black Diamond, that was me. That every month I was like, well, what if we don't hit it? What if we don't go triple? Whatever. It'll be next month. And we'll keep working, and we'll next month. And then hearing that story lit a fire under me, and it was like, Allie, no more. Get over yourself, get over your fears, get over your doubts. And then that night is the same night that I met Aubrey. And I met her and Josh and a couple other people and Carla. And I will never forget that night. We went to Denise's room and had a toast. And it was more so like right out of the way, I picked her out of the bunch and I was like, I'm going to talk to that girl. That girl and me are going to be best friends. And I knew it right away because I was like, her body language, the way she talked, the way she acted, she was just so fierce and there was a passion and fire about her. And you want those people on your team. You want to be around those kind of people. You want to be around those people that are like-minded. You can pick their brains and be on the same journey. And so when I saw that Aubrey just went triple, I was like, I need to talk to her. I need to pick her brain. I need to be friends with her. And you know what's so funny is she has impacted my business more than she even thinks. And she's lives in New York and I'm in Washington State. So, and it's crazy because these friendships that we built on the cruise, you guys, I still talk to, you know, and I still, you know, if they were here, I'd probably hang out with them every single day. Well, I would, I know that. But it's just funny with this cruise, like you were able to just really, truly enjoy yourself and your hard work ultimately paid off. And you just had fun. You know, we went to the clubs and we went to Cosmo and we went to the pool and we went to comedy and we went to the salon and there was just so much fun like that. There's just a memory that you'll never forget being on the first cruise. So if you aren't thinking about even the cruise right now, change that mindset right now and get on that cruise because it's going to be double the fun, double the boat, double the activities, double of everything going on. And so I can't even imagine what they're going to do this year compared to last year.
I know. And it's in the Bahamas.
Like, for real? I know. Oh my goodness.
You guys, we all have to put the same amount of work in. This, you know, me, Allie, everybody from new distributor all the way up, it's going to take the same amount of effort to get on this cruise, which is going to be a lot of work. But don't think because we're higher up that we're going to get on it. You know, like you can blow by me. You can blow by Allie. You can, like Joel Dunn was saying the other day, you guys can pass us. We're giving you all of our secrets. You know, we're telling you exactly what you need to do to be where we are. It's just a matter of, are you implementing it? Are you doing the things that you need to be doing to build your business and following the steps of success every month? And he always talks about the numbers. So, oh my God, I'm so excited. And this one, I think it's going to hold 5,000 people. Like last year it was, I think 1,800 maybe the cruise, it was about 1,800. So just imagine 5,000 It Works distributors. I mean, if you guys, I know a lot of you on here have been to an event before, but It Works always takes events to like a whole nother level, period. It's almost overwhelming. Like I almost have to take a step back when I get to an event because there's just so much positivity. And you know, when you leave there, like you're going to be back in the real world with everybody negative, right? But when you're there, you feel so on fire and so inspired and so, like you can do and accomplish anything in the world. And that's what Allie was saying. That's why it's important to surround yourself, pick the people out, surround yourself with those like-minded leaders and the people who want more and the people who are ready to fight for it and want to do more things with their lives and don't want to be struggling and living paycheck to paycheck anymore and want to be home with their babies or retiring their spouses or whatever your why is. Like you have to have that why. Why are you doing this business? What is your drive? Why are you hungry? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What fuels your fire? Because there's going to be days where you want to throw the towel in and say, I can't do this anymore. I'm stressed out. I'm losing my mind. You know, the kids are going crazy. You're trying to work your business and it's okay. It's okay. We're all facing the same struggles and you have to just realize that it's a normal part of life and we all struggle so much, but when you can just overcome it, it's so worth it. It's so worth it to just keep going. And the people that you're going to meet, I mean, like I said, Allie and I never would have met without this cruise. And I know a couple of you that are on this right now were on the cruise too, which is, I know you guys had a great time. But I don't know, does anybody have any questions? I'm going to unmute everybody, or actually I'm not going to unmute everybody because that would be crazy. But if you have a quick question, because we're going to get on the corporate call here in about 15 minutes, so I want to have a good 10 minutes to be able to do that. So if you have any questions, just type them in the chat really quick. And we'll give it about 5 minutes and then we're going to get off. But let's see. All right, so you're typing in books right now. Year of Yes, Beach Money, Year of Yes. The Success Principles too. Somebody asked for suggestions for books. The Success Principles by Jack Canfield is a really good one. That one really talks about taking 100% responsibility for your life, and you have to weed out like there's three things in your life that you have to be willing to just set aside. And that's one, you cannot have excuses in this business. You have to just let go of all the excuses, because if your excuse is your reason why you're doing this business, you're not going to go anywhere. You know, like I know for me, my reason for working was because I wanted to stay at home with Jack and I wanted to be able to provide income for our family. But a lot of times I made him my excuse. I was like, I can't do this business because I have to be home with him, or I can't do this business because the baby's crying, or I can't get this business because I can't get him down for a nap right now, and I can't get on this call. And when I started to realize that all I was doing was formulating excuses, and I can't go to this meeting because I'm just too tired, or because Josh is at work and I don't want to bring the baby. It's just an excuse. It's the same thing for like going to the gym. You know, if you have an excuse for I'm too tired or I don't have enough time in the day, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, no matter what you're doing. So you have to let go of the excuses to get the results that you want. Another thing is you have to let go of complaining. You know, like we cannot be complaining about our upline or our downline or our sidelines, or if somebody's not working, just let them go. You know, it's always easier to get a new, find a new distributor than raise the dead. You can't raise the dead. You have to just let them go. We can't want this business more for our new teammates or somebody that doesn't get it than we want it for. I don't even know. I just totally lost my train of thought right there, but I'm like reading, that's why. But you can't want this business more than somebody wants it for themselves, is what I'm trying to get at. So just, there's so many people out there that want this, you guys, and they're out there. You just have to find them, and we are finding them, which is awesome. I'm trying to think of other books.
No, that's okay. I was just going to answer this one really quick because this one I can relate to so much. Samantha said, how do you handle people getting annoyed and ignoring you? So number one, they don't pay your bills. Number two, are you living your life for them or are you living your life for you? And what's funny, you guys, is the biggest haters, like the same thing like Aubrey said, we got married last September, and 7 out of the 8 of my bridesmaids are on my team. And the 8th was my sister, and she still hasn't joined me yet. And so it was funny because my friends have completely 100% changed since I started this business. And also, I always, like, the people that were the biggest haters when I first started are now coming around saying, how'd you do it? How do you do it? We had a girl sign today that bashes It Works. Oh my gosh, every single day, and has been. She's a big photographer where I live, really, really well known, and she signed today, and everyone is like jaw dropped to the floor, like, whoa, why? Like, why'd you start doing this? And I just sit there and I'm silent. I'm not saying a word. I'm going to let all of these people talk on this newsfeed before I pop in there and say, because it was her time, because she was ready. And it's ultimately about when they're ready, not when we're ready for them. And so you kind of got to realize that, if people start to ignore you, I always pop in with, hey, I don't mean to bother you, but I can't stop thinking about how good you'd be at what I do. Hey, I don't mean to bother you, but I'm loving my hair, skin, and nails results, and you keep saying you want to try it but haven't committed yet. Don't mean to bother you, but are you ready? People are going to be ready, and it typically takes 7 to 21 times to be presented to a product or an opportunity before committing. So do not stop following up. The fortune is in the follow-up. I don't care how many times you follow up with somebody. Number one, the only time, if they block you, then they block you. But if they don't respond, keep messaging them. Again, 3 of the 6 people I signed up in April are all people that I've watched me since I first started back in March of 2013, and they finally joined. If I would have stopped, those 3 people would not have gone Ruby and got the $1,000 bonus. 2 of them got $1,000, 1 of them got $500. They wouldn't have got that. And those are life-changing bonuses. This is a life-changing company and opportunity, and who are we to rob people of that? So it is our job to present the product, present the opportunity, and it's their job to accept it. But they're not going to accept it until it's the right time for them. So build a relationship with them. Get away from being the spammy. Get away from trying to be the professional business, whatever. Just be you. And people will attract to that. They'll adapt to that. So continue to just do that over and over and over.
That's all of the questions. Somebody's got a question about where are the Facebook lists. When you actually go on your main page where you can see your newsfeed, on the left-hand side, there's a little caption that says create lists, and you can create lists right in there. I think that's as simple as I can kind of word it.
Amanda, yeah. So if you can kind of do your own thing, but like with the Facebook Live event, I just go through like the party pad and I'll kind of just twist it to depending on who my event is for. I'll kind of know that person the way they are, and you'll kind of just be you and do the Facebook Live event. That's what I kind of love about it, because you can kind of wing it and do it to how you want to do it each time. This is so fun. I can't wait to interview you with my team.
How many did we get on? We did have 50 at one time. I know it maxed out, and then people couldn't get on. Is messaging a ton of people at the same time being spammy? You don't want to send, what I typically don't do is I don't ever send, I don't know if that means, are you sending a message, Amanda? Are you sending a group message, or is that what that means? I would never, if that's what it means, oh, okay. Yeah, definitely don't ever send group messages, because people will just, red flag, and they'll just delete themselves from the group right away. But is messaging a ton of people the same as being?
Are you talking about the same verbiage? Yeah. Tweak it to fit them.
Right. For sure. Like, I will send people the same message, but I always use their name, and I'll always look at their pictures, and whether it's like, oh my God, like I will tell people I've been following you forever. Like, I think you would be so great at this business. I always lead with a compliment whenever I'm reaching out to people, no matter what. People love compliments. So if you are telling them you would be great at this, or you're so personable, or I admire your page, or your kids are adorable, or I've been following, whatever it is, always lead with that compliment, and then go into whatever your spiel is going to be. But definitely, customize your messages to people. Don't just copy and paste and send the same thing to 30 different people. I'll also have, I do trial and error messages. So I'll send 5 messages of this that are the same, but they're customized to the person, to 5 people. And then I'll do 5 to a different group. And I'll do 5 to a different group, and see which one gets the best outcome from that. And then if I have one that gets a lot of people responding, then I'll use that one, because I know the verbiage is good. Does that make sense? Okay. I asked them the question. Yes. Yep. I ask questions too. I always let my prospects lead the conversation. I want them to feel empowered. I want them to feel like they're asking me the questions and I'm not asking them.
I never answer a question that's not asked either. So even if you want to tell them more information, don't. Let them do the talking, and then you simply just give the little bits of information, because if we give them all before they join, what do they have to learn when they join?
Exactly. And when we throw up on people, they tend to not answer you, right? So I know when I first started, a lot of times I would want to write this big, long, elaborate paragraph about it's $99 to join, or the wraps are $59. You can get them $99 at retail, and they help tighten, tone, and firm. And this is all the ingredients. This is what all the ingredients do, because you want to feel like you just want to tell them everything at once. But I lost so many people doing that, because they probably read the paragraph and were like, this girl is out of her mind crazy. So just say, hey, have you ever tried this wrap? I would love to get it on you. I'm looking for some people for my brag book. I think you'd be a great candidate. I would love your before and after pictures. What do you think? Or something like that. Something simple. You don't have to go into, unless they ask, like Allie was saying, unless they say, hey, what's in the wrap, or how does it work? Then you can send them the ingredient list. Yes, a lot of people are guilty of it.
It's okay. I did it too. That's why it took me 14 months to go Ruby to Emerald. It's okay.
Yeah, Jess. See, look, and Jess is a double, and the first message I sent her was a book.
Oh my gosh, keep that message forever, Jess. Whoever that is, keep that forever.
Keep it forever. Send it to me.
I want to see it too.
Yeah. Everybody wants to see. Oh God. Oh no. This is what not to do, you guys.
Post it on your team page.
You can post on your team page. This is what Ari first sent me. Oh my God.
Oh my God, mine's bad. I was laughing. I pulled one up the other night too, and I was like, I'm so embarrassed.
I know. I will go back on like my face. What's so nice now, guys, is that there's so much more training and there's so much more that you can get out of so many of the leaders, because and that's why people are growing so much faster, because we're teaching you and training you how not to be spammy and how to just use lifestyle posts in your products and your on your Facebook, and show people how you're using the products and how it works is changing your life, without coming across as, you know, oh, buy this or buy that or get this today and you'll save this amount of money. You know, you always want to be sharing product posts, of course, but you also want to be mixing it up with with lifestyle in general, because that's what's attracting people. People are attracted to what you're doing, and you being a product of the product yourself, and you using the products, and you being excited about it, and you growing the team. Well, one of the big tips that I learned too when we were actually on the cruise from Jocelyn Yates was, she's always posting pictures of herself she's an ambassador diamond, if you don't know. But she's always posting herself with pictures, and she'll have like her fingers holding up, and she'll be like, I'm talking to 2 people today about joining my team, or I'm signing on 2 people tonight, 2 more moms who are going to be earning this $500 bonus, and I can't wait to work with them. Whether or not she's signing on those 2 people or not, that right there is important to do, because it's showing people who are watching you that other people are interested. When other people see people jumping in and taking that leap, it makes them want to jump in too, because they're watching you and saying, oh, well, that person, she's got 2 more people joining. Oh my God, that's crazy. And when they see that every single week, they're going to start thinking in their minds, man, I got to do this. Like, everybody else is doing it. I just didn't want to be the first person. It's just like think about going to a wedding. You know, you're going to a wedding. Nobody wants to be the first person to dance. No one wants to be the first person to get up and start dancing. And I mean, I probably would, maybe, but most people don't want to be that person, you know, and it's the same concept. Most people don't want to be the first person to comment on one of your statuses or say, you know, I'm ready to take the leap. They want to see other people doing it first. And once they see other people doing it, whether or not you're signing distributors or not, fake it till you make it. Post those posts and say, I'm signing up 5 people on Friday, or by Friday, I'm going to have 5 people on my team that are going to be racking it out and getting this $500 bonus, and I'm going to be changing lives. Be bold in what you want. And when you speak it and you say it and you believe it, that's when it happens. So write your goals out, declare them, be loud about what you want, and just go get it. Can you compare with then speech to a now speech? I don't know what that means.
Like your message then to a potential, what would your message now look like? I'm assuming.
What I used to say versus what I say now to potential? I don't know.
She threw up on people then, and now she built relationships.
So then my then speech would be like, yeah, hey, this opportunity is absolutely crazy. It's changing my life. It was $99 to join the business. You get four wraps, and you're paying. You can pre-sell the wraps if you want to join for free. You know, it would have been like absolutely crazy. I mean, Jess could send me what I said. I don't know, but it probably was 3 paragraphs, you know, and now it's just along the lines of, yeah, like, now it's just along the lines of, hey, like, I'm trying to get in front of people. I want to get in front of people. I want to get them on the phone. You can't expect to send a message to somebody and then have them respond back like, yeah, I'm ready to join your team. That's not how it's going to happen. You want to get in front of them and ask them, hey, like, are you free? Like, would you want to get together for coffee? Like, are you free Tuesday or Thursday? Like, let's get together and talk about this. I am always doing the party pad presentation. I make it a goal to do the party pad presentation to at least 5 new people a week. That's always my goal. Getting 5 new people a week on the phone, getting 5 new people a week into the party pad, reading from that and sticking to that. That's what I'm doing. That. Always use a third-party tool. We're going to end, though, because it's 8:58. The corporate call is starting at 9. I hope that everybody got a lot out of this. Allie, we love you. I know you just left the screen. Yay! But yeah, everybody get on this 9 o'clock call because it's with Jocelyn Yates and a couple other ambassadors, and I know it's going to be awesome, and I'm super excited to plug into it myself. But Allie, thank you so much for your time, honey, and we love you, and I miss you. Bye, guys. Thanks for plugging in.